It was really fun for someone who's been riding for 10 years to ride with a friend who just started riding. What's going on, you guys? Today I have my friend Tara on the show. It is going to be her first time riding Independence Pass, so that is where we're going to be going today. We are currently at Wake and Bake down off South Broadway in Denver. So we have about a 350-mile day ride today to do. It's personally my favorite loop to do in Colorado, but it'll definitely be like one of her longest days on her bike. She's a new rider. But yeah, we have a bunch to do today. Let me just go ahead and show you guys where we're going on the map, and then we will go ahead and get on the bikes and get going. All right, little map-a-rooski here. So we're currently like right in here in Denver, and we're gonna go ahead and take the 70 all the way out here to Glenwood Springs, and then we are gonna head down into Aspen. And then this is Independence Pass right here. It is one of the highest paved routes in Colorado. It crested over 12,000 feet. And then we're gonna end up going into Leadville, checking out a couple food spots here, and then blasting all the way home. Hopefully before the sun goes down. We'll see what happens today. So let's go ahead and get on our bikes, and we will see y'all probably when we get up to the tunnel or to Glenwood Springs. Let's go. It had been years since I'd ridden with a new rider on a ride as long and technical as this one. I can only imagine how Tara felt that day going up into the mountains with someone like myself who rides these roads often and without hesitation. But Tara seemed confident that she could do it, so I was willing to take her on her first big adventure. It didn't take long for me to realize that this ride up I-70 was probably a little more intense than Tara thought it would be. There were dozens of times I'd look down at my speedo to find myself doing the speed limit and have completely lost sight of Tara in my mirror. And if you know anything about I-70, you know that it's not exactly an interstate that people go the speed limit on. Of course, I did my best to never let her headlight leave my mirror. That's my biggest rule when I ride with someone else. Moral of the story, I was quickly learning and accepting the fact that I'd be riding today's ride at a significantly slower pace than I was used to. And it's safe to say that we'd both be learning a few lessons today. I put that up there 2 years ago and it's still here. Pretty tight. Finally, we had made it to the start of Independence Pass. After briefing Tara on the technical one-lane stretches of roadway that were ahead of us, we started making our way up the pass. To my surprise, she didn't seem to listen to a word I had told her, and didn't stick to the guardrail whatsoever. There were a few times I said, "Oh God, here we go," in my helmet, expecting things to go horribly wrong as oncoming traffic made its way towards us. I gotta give it to her though. At least she's out here doing it and pushing herself, even if she is scaring the ever-living shit out of me as we wind through these blind curves. While my patience is definitely being tested today, I guess there's a positive to riding slow up this pass for once. I'm really getting to take in and enjoy all of the scenery that I'm normally whizzing by. doing up her very first mountain pass in Colorado that isn't like a Vail Pass or like a highway one. It's actually like a scenic byway. I'm so proud of her. You did it! Now you just have to go the other way. All right, we made it to the top. Now we get to go back down and then eat some food. And this girl gets a beer as a celebratory snack. Adding the GoPro to Tara's helmet was a fun way for me to show her where to improve her riding skills. Looking further through the curves, riding at proper RPMs, they're all things that we have to work on as new riders. Okay, so we made it to Leadville, and we're gonna try this steakhouse out called Quincy's. They have very cheap steaks, and I've heard through someone that lives here that the reason that their steaks are so cheap is because the cattle from which they get the meat from are raised by like prisoners in the prison system. Don't quote me on that, that's a rumor. But I think it's pretty tight, so we're gonna go ahead and eat here because I think it sounds fun. So let's go. Situated in the historic Quincy Block building in downtown Leadville, the original Quincys Steakhouse has been a town staple since the 1990s. And unlike most restaurants, Quincy's keeps things pretty simple. You get one dinner choice depending which night you go: filet mignon or prime rib. You pick the size of the entree, and other than that, you have 2 salad dressing choices, and that's about as complicated as the menu gets. Excuse me. Are these the fanciest fillets I've ever seen? No, not by a long shot. But for the price, you really can't complain about everything you get with your meal. With drinks, dessert, and a hefty tip, I think our entire dinner combined was under $50 a person, which isn't a bad deal if you ask me. We have one more stop we're gonna go to before we get out of Leadville, and it's actually right across the street. So let's trip over there really quick, and then I'll tell y'all a couple little history lessons while we're over there. No trip to Leadville is complete without a stop at the historic Silver Dollar. Originally built in the 1800s, most of the bar's interior is completely original, including the front swinging doors, booths, back and front bar, and diamond dust mirrors that were transported in by train over 100 years ago. Since then, the bar has become adorned with all sorts of photos and trinkets that'll keep you busy for hours checking out. This is cold old Leadville. One thing that makes the Silver Dollar so notable is it was once the watering hole of famous outlaw Doc Holliday, and supposedly he used to sit right here and play on this piano before making his way back across the street to his living quarters. Even the unsinkable Molly Brown, you know, the lady from the Titanic, frequented the Silver Dollar after she moved to Leadville in the late 1800s. I got $10.
You got $1.50? Come on now. You gonna make me bring out a car for $1.50? Give you $1.50? Come on.
If you have the time, grab a beer, chat with the locals, hustle them for a couple of beers, and hear stories of historic Leadville during its heyday as a booming mining town. Well, it is officially time for us to finally start heading back to Denver. There's people on dirt bikes everywhere here. But this is Tara's biggest ride so far. She did 350 miles today. Well, it'll be 350 by the time we get back to Denver. She did pretty good. My biggest roasting constructive criticism that I could give a new rider is that she was slow and or was riding within her abilities. So it's kind of a good thing and a bad thing. Slow for me because I'm used to going faster, but good for her because she rode within her abilities, and that's way more important than keeping up with me. But it was really fun for someone who's been riding for 10 years to ride with a friend who just started riding, and to kind of be brought back to center, I guess is the good way to put that, and to be like, okay, not everyone rides as fast as you or has the same riding abilities as you or whatever. It was a good learning experience for me. It was a good learning experience for Tara. So I would say all in all, it was kind of a win-win. But as y'all can tell, it's not exactly light out anymore. It's kind of golden hour. So we're gonna go ahead and hit the freeway and get back home. But thank you guys so much for watching another one of these videos. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, like this video if you liked it, leave any comments down below if you have any. Do you want to leave any notes at the end of the video?
No notes. Thanks so much for bringing me along. It was great. It was a wonderful learning experience.
Little baby duckling.
Yeah.
Their first big ride today. All right, you guys. We'll see you on the next one. Later, y'all.